During a job interview, of course you want to showcase your skill sets and strengths, and sometimes the interviewer himself is going to ask you about your weaknesses. How do you answer these questions? Find out the framework that has worked best for me in today's video. Hi guys, welcome to Insider Gyan. My name is Soumi. I am an IIT Delhi and ISB Hyderabad grad, and I have been working for about 8 years now in management consulting and banking. On this channel, I use my experience as well as my network to bring to you some insider knowledge and gyan about college decisions and career choices. So if that's something that you are interested in, please subscribe to this channel. So आज के वीडियो में हम सीखेंगे how to answer skill sets, strengths and weakness related questions. I'm combining these three into one video क्योंकि इनको आंसर करने का एक ही framework है. A lot of people get confused between skill sets and strengths. So let me clarify what's the difference. So skill sets are something that you acquire. Strength, on the other hand, is something that you naturally possess. For example, learning a new programming language is a skill, but having great interpersonal skills could be a strength. Firstly, to answer each of these questions, you should keep in mind the specific job role. You need to focus those skill sets and those strengths which are aligned to the job role that you're applying for. And similarly, for development areas or weaknesses, don't talk about those things which are a requirement for that role, because that is not going to get you the job. Let's talk about a few variations of these questions. So skill sets mein, they can ask you, what did you learn during your 4 years of college? Or what did you learn in your previous job? What are some of the skills that you can get to this role? What skill sets do you think are important for this role? And also something like, why should we hire you? Strengths and weaknesses mein, they could ask you either directly, they could also ask you, what are some of the 3 qualities that your friends can vouch for about you? Or what are your development areas? Let's move to the framework to answer these questions. So step number 1, of course, you are going to be talking a little bit about the specific skill that you possess or the strength or the development area. Secondly, you are going to talking about an example where you demonstrated that strength or skill or development area. Please note that if you don't demonstrate with a solid example, it means absolutely nothing. The example could be from your professional life, or at times it could also be from your personal life. Third part of the framework is, if it is a skill or a strength, you are going to build up on your example from step 2 and also talk about the outcome or the impact that your skill or strength had. But if it is a weakness, you are going to talk a little bit about what are some of the steps you took to learn from it, to grow better. Let's talk a little bit about these 3 and some examples. You should at least prepare 3 examples of each of these. So for skills, firstly, you need to do a thorough research of the skills that are required for the role that you're applying for. Out of those skills, see which are the ones that you have and then prepare examples for each of those 3. For example, for an IT developer role, it could be a specific programming language. For a consulting role, it could be problem-solving skills. For a sales role, it could be negotiation. An example of skill could be, I am proficient in SQL language. In fact, I have also done a project where I had to deal with a lot of large databases to improve sales productivity, and my work helped in getting a research grant of $50,000 US. Let's move on to strengths now. Now, it's very important that you are honest in your strengths, but at the same time, as a person, you might be having 10 strengths, but you want to pick and focus on those strengths which are going to be helpful for you in that job role. A good example could be, I'm a reliable person and my manager can trust me with any work. Once my manager had to go on an emergency leave during the month end, and we still had 25% of our sales target to achieve. He needed me to fill in his role. During that time, I did A, B, C things to achieve the sales targets within time. Moving on to weakness. Now, weakness has a certain negative connotation to it. So I prefer to call it development area. It's not something that comes naturally to you, but you work hard on it every day so that that specific development area doesn't impact your work. You cannot talk about a development area which is a requirement for the role that you're applying for. For example, if you are applying for a role of a manager and you say my development area is leadership skills, then you are likely not applying for the right position firstly, and secondly, of course, even if you're applying, you're not going to get the job. After having explained the development area, always talk about what you have learned from it or what are some of the steps that you are consciously taking to overcome it. A good example could be, I find it difficult to assert my point of view in team meetings. A few things that I'm doing to overcome it is: one, I make detailed notes before I go to the team meeting on things that I should contribute and bring out. Secondly, I practice and prepare before the team meeting so that I don't hesitate. Thirdly, I follow up with my manager on a regular basis to see if he has any feedback for me or any suggestions for me in this aspect. So it's all about how you make the negative development area into a positive one. That's all I wanted to cover for this video. Hope you guys got some idea about how to tackle these questions. If you liked it, hit the like button, and as always, leave me in the comments any questions you might have or any video suggestions you might have. Gentle reminder to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'm going to see you super soon. Bye.